Hello team, how's it going? Welcome back to a new video. We are checking out Sweden provides Ukraine with airborne surveillance and control aircraft. We'll get into more detail in the video, but this could be an interesting one. More aid given to Ukraine, more sort of equipment taken away from Sweden. But let's see what it is, let's see what it's all about, and hopefully you enjoyed the video. You can always check out the original video in the description. Give them a like, share and a follow, and if you could do the same to Combat Ready HQ, I would hugely appreciate it. But let's get into it.
Ukraine is getting a boost to its air defense. Sweden has announced that it will donate 2 airborne surveillance and control aircraft, more specifically, the Saab ASC 890. The aircraft are part of Sweden's 16th military aid package, valued at 13.3 billion Swedish krona, equivalent to 1.16 billion euros.
1.16 billion euros, was it? That's a pretty insane amount to donate just in 2 aircraft. You think they have aided and gifted the Archers, the Swedish artillery system. They've gifted munitions. They've also gifted other sort of vehicles. That's just from one country alone. And Sweden don't have the biggest military in the world. They're quite small and comparable to some. So to take 2 sort of important surveillance aircraft out of their air force, I think is pretty big.
This package is the most substantial to date in terms of support to Ukraine. Swedish Ministry of Defense offered the following statement: Ukraine's capability to identify and engage targets at long range will be strengthened. The package will also include a holistic solution that involves training, technical equipment, and methodological support for air surveillance and command and control. The Saab ASC 890 is a variant of the Saab 340 AEW, based on the Saab 340 regional turboprop airliner.
Just looks like a private jet, doesn't it? With a big, massive stick on top of it. We all know that's the radar, but it generally is just a private jet.
Here are the technical specifications of the aircraft, according to RBC Ukraine. Powered by 2 turboprop engines, the Saab 340 has a length of 20.57 meters. Its wingspan is 21.44 meters with a height of 6.97 meters. Its maximum takeoff weight is 13,155 kilograms, and it has a maximum speed of 530 kilometers per hour.
Okay, so nothing too fast, but it's not meant to be quick. Obviously, it's a surveillance aircraft. It's not there to fight or outrun a fighter jet.
The aircraft has a service ceiling of 7,620 meters with a flight duration of up to 7 hours.
7 hours is pretty long for an aircraft. Obviously you've got 2 of them, so if you're rotating through, you've got 1 of them up in the air. You know, by the time it takes off, gets to the location where it needs to be, and then starts circling or whatever route it decides to take. 7 hours is quite a bit of time. You can gather quite a bit of an intelligence through that. You can spot quite a few enemy aircraft, whether it's ships, whatever it is you're sort of surveillance and looking out for on that time. So 7 hours is pretty decent flight time.
This militarized aircraft is equipped with the ERI Airborne Early Warning and Control System, or AEW&C, which features an active electronically scanned array radar mounted atop the fuselage. It boasts a radar detection range exceeding 550 kilometers, equal to 342 miles, and is able to effectively track both airborne and naval targets. In June 2022, the Swedish Air Force announced plans to replace its 2 Saab 340 AEW aircraft with 2 Global 6000 GlobalEye aircraft. The following year, Saab received the first of these militarized Bombardier Global 6000 jets, equipped with an advanced airborne early warning and control solution for Sweden. The Swedish GlobalEye fleet is expected to be operational by 2027. The same month, Poland completed the acquisition of 2 second-hand Saab 340 radar reconnaissance aircraft from the United Arab Emirates with support from Saab. Poland officially received its first Saab 340 aircraft at an airbase in Gdynia on March 4th, 2024.
So I don't know too much about aircraft. I was in the military. I was in the British Army, so aircraft isn't my expertise, but I do like enjoying and learning about all different subjects. To me, 342 miles radar range, I would say, is very, very good. I I never used anything like that in the British Army. 342 miles if you're trying to, especially Navy aircraft, a little bit different, because if you're sort of trying to get an early advanced warning system for a fighter jet, they're going to creep up on you pretty quick if they're going sort of Mark 1, Mark 2, maybe a little bit quicker. But for ships, absolutely brilliant, because they're obviously going to go a lot slower. So be able to detect ships or warships coming in and being able to track them, absolute brilliant range. But even for the aircraft, I believe that's quite a bit further than what the F-16 can detect, which Ukraine are currently using from the research I have done. Also, what I read as well is the Saab ASC 90, can track targets and then send that information directly to the F-16. So depending on how Ukraine are going to use these and how they're using this F-16s, you could have these up in the air with the F-16s, and then they can obviously spot the targets, send that to the F-16s, and then they can then choose on which targets they want to go for, whether they want to, engage, or they see something that's a more closer threat. So if you can use these simultaneously and together, then it's definitely a brilliant bit of kit, because like I said, 342 miles is a very, very long way, and to be able to send that information directly to the pilots and it comes up in their cockpit, even better. So now that Sweden have given these to Ukraine alongside the F-16s, they've increased their air capability and made them a lot more dangerous in the air. The issue is, looking at that, it's just a private jet, like I said. It's propellered as well, only a max speed, I think it was 530 kilometers. That's obviously not outrunning, not out dodging any sort of fighter jets that come towards it, and you're only being given 2 of them. So you've got to use them wisely, you've got to use them correctly. I don't know what sort of defense they're going to have in place, but they're going to need some sort of defense to protect these as best as they can. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, so please comment below. What do you think on this? What do you think on Sweden gifting such an expensive bit of equipment and such an vital bit of equipment to Ukraine? And I'd also like to know what your thoughts on how Ukraine are going to use them, how long are they going to last. Once again, if it's new to Ukraine and they've never used them before, yes, Sweden are introducing training, but that training takes a while. It takes years to build tactics. It takes years to build experience. And unless you've got that constant short-term training teams there sort of teaching you and understanding you and helping you, then there's obviously a massive risk that these could get shot down. Russia have some of the best long-range missiles that the world has to offer at the minute. So wouldn't be surprised if you hear one of these getting shot down very soon. But hopefully Ukraine use them wisely, they use them correctly, and they last a long time. 1.16 billion euros, dollars is a lot of money for Sweden to give up. I'm not sure exactly what their defence budget is, but I reckon this is taking a large chunk out of it. Like I said, Sweden isn't the biggest military. They're an absolute brilliant military, but they're not the biggest. So to donate 2 of these and such a large sort of gift package is massive, and it really shows their support towards Ukraine. But the biggest question is, how well are Ukraine going to use them? How well are they going to keep them safe? I'd really love to know your thoughts on this. Please comment below, and thanks for watching.